Turning now to one of the greatest plays in the American theater canon, the Lyric Stage Company of Boston is giving new life to Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman. It's a searing look at the American dream that's just as powerful today as when it opened on Broadway back in 1949. WGBH arts editor Jared Bowen joins me now with more on what makes this play so timeless. Welcome, Jared. So I remember how this play ends, and I'm not going to say that, but what I can't remember...
Well, the title gives it away. That's why you don't have to say it on this one.
Thanks a lot. I can't remember what he was selling.
Well, you never learn quite exactly what he's selling, only that he is in the Bronx and he's been dispatched to New England, so he's just so weary and worn out in his early 60s about having to travel to New England to sell. But essentially what he's selling is his self and his ideal of the American dream, which is he is supposed to be the successful person who can march home to his family and give his wife the full accounting of how much money he's made and be the role model to his boys. And that's why I think that this piece does remain so timeless. We have a clip here from the Lyric Stage Company's production where you see, and you have to think that this is post-war New York and how he's suddenly being confined as that city changes and envelops him just as business does.
The way they got us boxed in here, bricks and windows, windows and bricks.
Well, we should have bought the land next door.
The street is lined with cars. There ain't a breath of fresh air in the neighborhood. Grass don't grow anymore. You can't raise a carrot in the backyard. There should have been a law against apartment houses. Remember those two beautiful oaks out there when Biff and I hung a swing between them?
Like being a million miles from the city.
They should have arrested the builder for cutting those down. He massacred the neighborhood.
Timeless for sure. I can see why that resonates today, and it does, right?
Absolutely. And it's so interesting to visit a piece like this, which I don't think is staged probably nearly enough, because I think so many people take it for granted, but it had been quite some time since I had seen it. And to see it in this space in the Lyric Stage Company is so impactful because it's so intimate that you really have to dive into the story. And I think now that I'm a little bit older, I bring something to it, which this time I'm seeing there's such moral ambiguity about this. And you see how he tries to be a role model for his kids, but he's not, because he's filled with so many failings. And I think, you know, with the shrinking middle class today and the way the economy has just sort of shredded life for a lot of people, just as it did in 1947 when Arthur Miller was writing this piece in the midst of a recession right after the war when America is trying to get back on its feet. That's why it stays so strong still today.
So is there a modern day equivalent, do you think, something that measures up?
I think there is. I was thinking about this, and I think it's Mad Men. Really? I know it's set in a different era, but here you have Don Draper, who's this character who's trying to sell the American dream through advertising. He's trying to get people to buy things that are supposed to be sort of idealistic, whether it's Kodak film or a Hershey bar. But you also see, especially in the latest iteration, the latest season of Mad Men, how he goes home and he is morally corrupt and has lost his bearing in terms of trying to be a role model for his children. I think a lot of people try to get at this very timeless story, but Mad Men's the one for our time.
I haven't had time to watch that because I've been trying to catch up on House of Cards.
So you're ahead of me.
Orange is the New Black. Oh.
I just caught up on Scandal. That's my new favorite show.
All right, Jared Bowen, thank you for that.